Come here. Don't eat stones. Good morning, comrades. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Nürburgring, and welcome to another technical video, or more or less update garage modification video with, as you can guess, here our BMW M2 is on the lift, because a lot of small and big things have happened, mostly small things that will have big impact, but enough with all the blah blah. Hello, George.
Certainly.
Good seeing you again. Eh? It's been a while, yes. Last time was with the M4 on the lift.
Was it actually?
Yeah, yeah, it was with the M4. Yes. I mean, not our M4, but the new M4.
Yeah. Oh, it was. Of course, it was.
Of course, we see each other every single day, but when we make this type of videos, it's been a while, so that's what I'm referring to. In any case, BMW M2. What has been happening?
So, probably wise to introduce it as the new rolling project. We haven't really spoken about it much. So obviously, this was what the first rental car in the fleet.
It was the very first car indeed that was purchased. That car picked me up from the airport when I came from Russia back to the Nürburgring to start Apex together with Robert. So this is the very first car.
So as it being the very first car, it seems to have been the only car that hasn't really been played with.
Yeah.
So it's literally only recently...
I disagree, because the JRZ suspension was installed immediately on the car. So yeah, that was the minor thing.
That's what I mean. So it had the JRZ two-way, which was on there literally ever since. It's never been off.
Yes. Well, for revision a couple of times.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's been on there for however long. The car was on stock wheels with super sport tyres, literally up until we got it back on the road a little while ago.
Yes.
So then it went on to the new 19-inch Pro Tracks, which I think we've posted about on social media. So the sizes there, they're behind you basically, by the way.
Oh yeah. Here they are.
Both of them sets there. That's M2 and M4. So
yeah, with the trying to find the sizes.
They're the OEM sizes. So 255 front, 275 rear.
Ah, here we go. Yeah.
With PS4S.
Yeah.
So the reason we run the 19s is because of the PS4S in the rain. It's the best tyre to run in the wet here, so that's why we run it. But now we're changing things up a little bit. So we've gone over to, well, this is going to be the same. It's exactly the same size as our M4, so 18-inch 10J,
10J, wow.
ET25 with a 275 rear, because at the moment there's a tyre shortage, so we have to run 275s. So yeah,
well, eventually we're going to go bigger.
We'll go 295s.
295s.
As long as it will allow, which it should do, because that's what most of the M2 guys are running.
Yeah.
But who knows? 275 might work on this car, and we might keep 275. So
I see we have AR1s mounted.
So AR1s are going to be our dry tyre. It's going to be the same as the M4. AR1 dry tyre
and PS4
wet tyre.
Okay.
So cool. It's nice. So we've had them powder coated in a different colour as well. This isn't a normal Pro Track colour. It's a matte finish, strange silver that we've had matched up. And it matches the stickers perfectly. I
think it's going to look sick once the car is down. And
yeah, obviously the stickers at the moment are old as well, and everything's going to be changed up. So there's that.
Another thing that you haven't mentioned is that earlier this year we changed the brake pads.
Yes, we changed that
to NS39S or
N39S.
N39S from Endless. Are we swapping them over now for MA45Bs?
We will do, yeah. Just because we've tested these now and we know they work, so it'll be nice to see if there's a difference with the MA45s, or how much difference there is with the MA45s.
Yeah.
So there's that. Obviously, suspension being never been off the car, well, since I've been here, put it that way. We had it all revised by JRZ recently.
It actually came back today.
Yeah. So we've got KW springs, an IBEC helper on the front, or a tender on the front, a KW tender on the rear. So they're all nice and done. Top mounts all been replaced, the bearings inside the top mounts. Obviously they're not going to replace all of the whole assembly, that's why it still looks a little bit grubby in places. Now over to the freeway, so we've got high and low bump adjustment.
Quick introduction for people who are new to all this, what does high and low speed means?
I don't know, but I think you're going to need to...
Yeah. Nee.
Go and sort the dog.
Yeah. We interrupt this broadcast. Pancake.
Danke.
Kein Thema. Danke. Tschüss. Pancake. Pancake. Oh. Nächstes Mal können wir spielen. Tschüss. You like the dogos. Okay, so now we're back and you can explain, Pancake, what high speed and low speed adjustment means.
You're a pain, aren't you? You're causing trouble. So it just adjusts your. I've completely lost it now. I don't know where I'm going with anything.
High speed. High speed compression.
Yeah,
yes.
so it's for your high speed compression. So it's.
So this means like a very abrupt change in the compression when you go over curbstones, and the low speed is when you have the smooth surfaces.
The smoother bumps, like when you're going up Kesselchen, for instance, you get that smooth. There's like the two bumps.
Yes.
That's where you feel the difference with that.
Or Tiergarten compression.
Yeah, or Tiergarten compression. Big compressions like that, you'll notice it a lot. Also, rebound adjustment, obviously, still they goes without saying. It comes with the rebound adjustment as well.
Yes, and the rebound is how fast it extends.
Exactly.
Back out.
So, in a very simple term, rebound is how quickly the wheel goes to the floor.
Yes.
So that gives you a kind of a rough term of how that works.
Yeah.
So yeah, but they're all changed over now. So they're all fresh. They're all nice. Rear damper bodies have been changed. We have uniball bottoms now. So that's pretty cool. That's identical to the M4.
Yeah.
So they're basically exactly the same as the M4 now.
That's cool.
So it's all the same. The spring rates are all from Schirmer. Schirmer's given us all the spring rates that we should run on an M2. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. So yeah.
And speaking of Schirmer,
yeah,
I guess this comes from him, no?
Yeah. So we went for the small Kinematics kit from Tom. From Team Schirmer Parts. We have the Diff lift kit as well, same as the M4.
Aha!
Not going to bother going into explaining it because we've already done this on the M4 video.
Yeah, but just briefly, Diff goes higher mounted so you can, you will not end up scraping it.
There's obviously that benefit.
And also the drive shafts
exactly,
benefit.
It's roll center. So when you lower a car, normally your suspension all sits at this angle, and when you lower a car, it then sits at this angle. So obviously your drive shafts, your CV joints are going to be sitting at an angle. When you hit bumps and stuff, they're then at their like maximum limit.
Yeah.
So you lift the diff and it brings everything straight again, same as all the roll center correction, which is why you put Kinematics on.
And another thing, because it's we also have solid mounts for the subframe, right? No?
Yeah. And so normally this mount doesn't exist normally. This is just a hole and it's only normally one rubber bush here.
Yeah, so we did a BMW M4 rebuild over winter when we went more into detail. So I'll try to link up the video in the video description unless I forget it. But this also adds something else because it's now solid mounted. You will hear the diff whine,
which I'm excited about.
Exactly, and this is like one of the most frequently asked questions when we lap such a car. Well, more recently, I lapped the Team Schirmer BMW M2 build, and you hear the whine, like an actual diff whine. Always the comments are there, does it have a straight cut gearbox? No, in the past, of course, the straight cut gearbox causes this whine, but you can go for a cheaper solution, make sure that your diff is mounted straight to the chassis or as solid as possible. And if you don't have any insulation inside, if you stripped out the interior, then you will have this sound as well. So just like a tip, it's not only it positively affects the driver dynamics, but it also positively affects like the sound and the experience and the emotion inside the cabin. So just like some background info. So there's that on the rear, I guess, right? When it comes to rear axle. So the front, I think it stays stuck. Oh, nice cat, you're still alive after all these 1,000 kilometers. That's good.
Yeah, maybe we need to just whack a screwdriver in. I'm joking. So the front, we've changed over to solid caster arm bushings as well, because this is a big rubber bushing normally, which you don't want rubber bushes on a track car, realistically. You want it as solid as possible in places. So that's only thing that's been changed over on the front. Obviously, we changed the whole arm because the ball joints on this end are probably going to be a bit tired by now. This arm was changed, the track rod was changed, this one was changed not long ago, this arm was changed not long ago, so I know they're all good. Car's barely driven that many kilometres. Yeah. So yeah, there's that. Everything has been cleaned up inside the arches. You can see it's all nice and clean here, apart from a few bits of undersill that have melted and fell down.
Sergey did a good job, huh?
Yeah, I think so. He didn't do too bad.
Nice.
It's because he knows he'll get slapped if not. So. This side is not on yet because obviously the suspension's on the floor. The other side's all built up. Yeah. So for now, that's all we've done. But this will be a rolling project. But it's going to end up a nice club sport build.
Yeah.
So it will be half cage, seats, nice interior.
Yeah, so that was
stripped
my
out.
next point, interior, because the seats, the stock M2 seats is just...
They're terrible, yeah. They're terrible.
Yeah, and like when the car is still stock, it's okay, but once you start putting this amount of grip with 275 or 295 tires, then it's nope. So we're swapping it for pole positions, or?
Pole positions will go in unless anyone wants to reach out with another option with easy TUV.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll look into that. Maybe a company like OMP or someone wants to reach out to us and want to work with us for something. That would be quite nice.
Yeah.
And we'll try something different, but it will be a very... Stop eating stones. Gimme. I think it would be a shame to ruin this car and go full track spec when it's been the oldest car in the fleet. I think it's a nice, like, respectful way to give it its ending as such. Like,
yeah, more or less.
It'd be like a new lease of life and a really like clean look. Something a little bit different to what you normally see nowadays with most people with an M2 are literally all or nothing.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be pretty cool.
I think it will be awesome.
We're going to be having
the
spoiler as well on the back.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to go.
Everybody loves a wing.
We're going to go full aero. So we're going to go front lip. So guys at Carbon Fiber Dynamics again, they're going to sort us out with a lip.
And also carbon roof, I believe, right?
Carbon roof as well, because it currently has a sunroof, which, let's face it, as we've all known and seen, sunroof on a track car, nah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to have a few things.
It's the same like a puppy eating stones. It might be cute, but it's just like...
Yeah, it's collapsed. Because if you ever did roll it, then let's face it, that's going to be an interesting...
A roll we still need to teach her, but that's a different type of roll.
An interesting... Leave it. Leave the stones.
Leave the stones, you.
So yeah, stay tuned basically, because this is going to be a rolling project, maybe even into the winter and into next year, depending. There's
but
no
the
rush.
car is like almost finished, more or less, like suspension on that we can drive.
Obviously we got some unexpected laps for you to go out on today, so the video got delayed a little bit and we had to wait to put the other side on. But I plan to finish it tonight and get it on the tables, and then I'll align it tomorrow.
Cool, maybe we can do an alignment video.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. And after that, a lap video, of course, lap. So anyway, sorry for being distracted by the dog, but I'm pretty sure majority of you actually don't mind, because majority of you by now already actually hear more for the dog than for the cars. So we kind of combine the two. So far, the update on our BMW M2. As mentioned, it's going to be a rolling project. We'll keep you up to date, but this was something like, I was excited to share it with you, and more excited, of course, to lap it, and hopefully some of you will be able to make the journey.
But
because, yes?
As I was going to say, this is kind of a free rolling project, so things might change along the way. Yeah. Maybe a company gets in contact with us and says, "Yo, you want to use our brakes?" Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. Maybe someone gets in contact and says, "Try this and this and this." So if anyone is watching who wants a little bit of exposure on some good stuff, I'm not talking like something that we're going to struggle to get TUV on, like a ceramic brake from China. Then I think we may be open to some suggestions.
Yeah, and also this also means that it will not be immediately be like from stock car to full car and that's it. We will like explain how the upgrades benefit, influence the car, influencers in the wild, influencers on the Nürburgring. You get what we're saying. Thanks for watching, and we're off to actually get her some real food and not.
And I'm going to put this together and go grocery shopping at the same time. Good.
Do that.